Hey guys, I'm Deepthi Desikan, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about 40 products under rupees 400. So when I did like the skincare, hair care, body care kind of a version of the same video, a lot of you guys wanted to see the makeup version of this video. So I did kind of like sort out the products, ordered a couple of these products from Amazon as well, like really affordable but very good quality products on a pretty good discount deal as well, and like tested it out and everything to make this video for you guys. Also, a quick disclaimer, some of these products have an MRP of greater than 400 rupees, but they're always on a discount, and I would prefer you guys to buy it at that price. So that's the reason I included it for under 400, because most of the times, even though the MRP is like that, it's constantly on like a flat 50% off, or it's always less than 400 rupees, or it's like available on a discount at that price, or just slightly above 400, you know, it's just a little bit 50 rupees or something like that. So I still did include it for under 400 rupees. Also, before you guys get disappointed, there are no lipstick recommendations in this video, because you guys know I have a lot of lipsticks and I'm making a separate video for lipsticks under rupees 400. 40 lipsticks under rupees 400 because it sounds nice. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up really soon. I'm trying to get a lot more newer shades as well. Just watch it for you guys. So if you have any lipstick shade recommendation that you want me to swatch, let me know. But no lipsticks in this video. It's coming up in another video altogether, because I have a bunch of them to speak to you guys about. So yeah, I have all the products right here to show you guys. I mean, I have quite a lot of these, so let me get started right away. The first one I have to talk about is this eyeshadow palette, which I have on my eyes today as well, and I was super impressed with this. This one is the Nikake eyeshadow palette. This one is in the variant Oh Honey. This one retails for $6.99, okay, but it's never at the full price. It's always on flat 50% off. So I got this one for $3.99, and that's the reason I included it in this video as well. Like most of the times, I mean, if you buy it for the full price, it's actually like a waste of money, because you get it for 50% off most of the time. So this is the variant that I have on my eyes today as well. I really like this palette, you guys. Just look at this beautiful color selection. I don't have any palette in my collection that looks like this, and it performs amazingly on the eye. So I have filmed like a tutorial of sorts for Instagram. You can follow me there to check it out. So I used a combination of these two shades, which do seem like very similar. They have similar shift, just this one is a little bit brighter. And these shades are so pigmented. Like I haven't wet the brush at all today, and it still has that pop. The matte shades are really nice. Like in this, you get a majority of shimmer shades. So if you wanted a matte shade, I also have another variant from this. This one is the Nikake Autumn Spice palette. Now, some of these palettes you actually get in a combo pack as well. Like for 9.99 rupees, you get all the three, or you can buy it individually if you feel like, you know, you're not going to be using all of it. So this is Autumn Spice, which is again a very nice warm eyeshadow palette, which I really like. I have used a couple of these matte shades as well today, and like this orange shade and this dark brown shade on my lower lash line. So it's really nice. The shimmer shades, the matte shades, they're so pigmented, they blend really well. And of course, another eyeshadow palette that is so affordable yet so good in quality, like so good, is the Swiss Beauty Ultimate Shadow Palette. This one is in the number 04, and this one retails for 229 rupees, and you can find it on a discount most of the times for as low as 200 rupees, which is a steal. And this is amazing, you guys. It's like amazing. The eyeshadows are again really pigmented. Like it just has one shimmer shade, like this gold shade, which is pretty pigmented as well, but majority of it is matte. Now some eyeshadow palettes you would have in your collection where there are too many shimmer shades, but you don't really have enough of matte shades. So in that case, you can use a palette like this, a combination of that really nice warm tone shades, especially like when you're creating warm toned eyeshadow looks. Like you need these kind of shades like for transition, to deepen up your crease, for your outer corner. And these show up, they don't look muddy, and they blend really well. And then from Swiss Beauty, something that I have talked about quite a few times is their liquid eyeshadow. This one is for 199 rupees MRP, but you can get it for like 149 rupees. So I have these in two shades. One is 02 Diamond Dust, and the other one is 03 Champagne. I do really want to go ahead and buy some of their other shades as well, but I do have quite a lot of liquid eyeshadows, so I want to finish it up and then use this one. These pack a punch to your eyelids. They are shimmery, they look really nice, and they can just take any look up a notch. When I recently had to attend a wedding of a very close friend, I did use this one in 03 and it just looks like some very expensive eyeshadow. They blend really well, and to my surprise, compared to so many of the other high-end liquid eyeshadows that I own, these have lesser fallout. So I think this is completely worth the price. It's a steal, and I did see on Amazon that they have a pack of 6 which you can get for a really nice price. So if you can get that because you'll have all the shades in that case. Also from Wet n Wild, something that I have really been loving and I have used and talked about this quite a few times on my channel are these single eyeshadows. I have these in 2 shades. This one is in Newcomer and this one is Toasty. I also have another one that's like a pressed glitter shade. This one is in the shade Brass. This is not my favorite. I mean, you can still make it work. You have to just wet your eyeshadow brush, but these are a lot more easier to use and they have that kind of, you know, foily, wet, glossy kind of a look to your eyelids. Because of that, I really like this, and these are pretty affordable again. So these retail for 135 rupees, but I've never paid the full price for this. My favorite shade in this is Toasty. It's a very nice golden shade, and even if I swatch it, I'm not sure if you guys can see it because this is not something you have to use just on its own, but as a topper to any other gold eyeshadow that you have. You can just top the shade off and it'll add sort of like that glossy sheen to your eyelids, which I really like. So these are some really nice products, sort of like a hidden gem kind of a product, which I have not heard a lot of people talk about. And then from Wet n Wild again, their liquid eyeshadow. I had another shade called Shells and Missiles, but I forgot to close the tube and it dried down completely, so I'm not able to show that, but that's a very nice foily gold shade, not very shimmery. This one is a little bit more shimmery. This one is in the shade Cashmere, and it has like silver flecks to it. Just keep in mind that these can dry down a little bit faster, so keep the tube sealed in and do use it quite often. Like, don't keep it in your vanity and just forget about it. But that's how the shade looks, and these two have slight amount of fallout, so I would recommend not blending too much, or do your eye makeup first and then your base, and then you're good to go. This again retails for 499 rupees, but do not pay the full price, and I don't think anybody has paid the full price for this because this one is almost always on flat 50% off, so you can get it for as low as 249 rupees. And then a liquid liner that I'm hearing a lot of people talk about recently is the Lakme Eyeconic eyeliner. This one is sort of like a matte finish eyeliner, which I really like from the affordable range, and I feel like it stays on pretty well. It's quite long lasting, not waterproof as such, and it's not something that would stay on forever. It does flake off a little bit, but for the price it's a really good steal, and I do really like the pigmentation of this. The only problem is that if you are like me and you're not very well versed with a liquid liner, this could be a problem because I feel like it's not very sturdy, the tip of this. So I would ideally, you know, take the product out like this, take my liner brush and scrape off the product and then use it, because I need my brush to be sturdy. The tip is kind of like flimsy, but it's pretty black, it's pigmented, you guys can see that, and it dries down. It doesn't have a glossy sheen finish, so it's a pretty good eyeliner for the price. Some products have to be affordable because you have to repurchase them constantly, especially if you use liner on a daily basis, and in that case this is a pretty good deal to get your hands on. And also something that I really like is the Blue Heaven Sketch eyeliner. That is very user friendly. If you are just starting off with eyeliner and you're not very comfortable, you can try that one out. I don't really have it with me right here to show it, but that's a really good eyeliner. Pigmented but not like super black, but it's not matte. It has a little bit of sheen to it, just a little. And then some kajals, which are my absolute favorite. I cannot go a day without kajal. I know a lot of people have stopped wearing them, but I cannot. So yeah, I have a couple of these to share with you guys. The Sugar Call of Honor Intense Kajal in Blackout is a really nice black kajal which stays on for a really long time, very pigmented, and is priced at 249 rupees. So this is a steal. Something else that I've been really liking is also from Sugar. This is their Call of Honor Intense Kajal, which is a shade extension. So they did send me a couple of shades in the past, but I didn't dig it out. I've just recently started using it. So today I have used the brown shade, which I really like, and they're not very harsh on the eye, and they don't tug and pull, and also doesn't irritate my eye. Even brown kajals can irritate my eye sometimes, sometimes, and it's not happening with this. And then my other favorite is from L'Oreal. It's a Kajal. I will leave the picture right here. I cannot find it right now because all of my makeup are in like boxes. I'm in the process of moving, so I will leave the picture right here. That is a really good Kajal. Again, doesn't irritate your eyes, very black, pigmented and quite long lasting, so you can try that one out. And for eyebrow, I found this one from Wet n Wild. This I got quite a while back, but I didn't use it. This one is in the shade Brunettes Do It Better. This retails for 250 rupees, but I got it for less than 200 rupees for sure. So it has a really nice spoolie on one side and it has the pencil end. So when I first got it, I was very disappointed because it's like that hard pencil tip, right? So I was thinking, okay, it's not going to fill in properly, it's going to be really harsh, but I really like it. It's very soft, it's very creamy, and the shade matches my eyebrows really well. It's not just your usual dark brown shade because it's mentioned as brunettes, but it's actually like it has sort of like a gray tint to it, a little bit of like taupe gray undertones to it, which makes it blend in with my natural hair. I don't really usually need a lot of filling in to do because I have pretty thick eyebrows, and if I do it, it'll look really thick and dramatic, you know. So I like to keep it a little subtle, and that's what I use today, and I really like it. So this is again something that you should try out because it has a spoolie. Eyebrow pencils without spoolie don't make sense to me. Like, what do I do to blend all these products in? It's just gonna be stop. If you are someone who likes chubby sticks for like chubby crayons for your eyes, these are something that I do really like. This one is from Color Essence and this is in the shade, I'm not quite sure of the shade, I will leave it in the description box below, but it's a nice pigmented green shimmery shade, and you can use this as a base, especially if you're doing your eye look and your sometimes green eyeshadows are not as pigmented or could be patchy or something. Just to amp up your makeup look, these chubby sticks are really nice, and again really affordable, and something I got from Rimmel really long time ago. This one is their eyeshadow stick in the shade Lakme. This is a complete black pencil. You can use this again as a base for your eyeshadow, for your smoky eyeshadow looks, or even as a kajal. I use it as a kajal most of the times, and this was priced at 400 rupees when I first got it. I'm not sure if the prices have been pushed up because recently I'm observing that Rimmel is no longer affordable. And then for mascara, the Maybelline Hyper Curl Volume Express mascara. This is easy wash, so this is not waterproof, which is a good thing. I really like it. It does add a certain amount of volume and length, and for the price it's really nice. And mascaras are something that you have to toss quite often. I mean, you can't keep the same mascara for a really long time, which makes sense getting an affordable one. And this is how it looks. I think it looks pretty good, don't you think? This reminds me a lot of the Colossal one, the yellow tube. It's very similar. So if you have that, then you don't really need to go out and buy this. And then for false lashes. Yes, I didn't miss that out because I know it's very important to a lot of people. And then you need to have affordable false lashes because they snap sometimes. I mean, like they break, the glue gets onto it, and then you need to change it quite often. So the pack lashes are really nice. This one is in the 52 variant, which is a really nice one, which looks more natural. Like if you are attending a wedding and you don't want your eyelashes to look dramatic, you can try this one out. Also, the number 53 is amazing, and most of the times it used to be sold out. I'm not sure if that's the case right now. And also some lashes from Pro Art is really nice. I will try to find the one that I have. The one that I was using is gone. I had to throw it off. You get about like good 7-10 uses out of these lashes, which is a great steal for the price. That is 175 rupees. They also have mink lashes, which are slightly more pricier, but I feel like they're very stiff and sometimes they don't stay well on my eyes. And for my eye shape, which is quite small, that looks like feathers, like too dramatic for me. Speaking of liquid eyeshadows, especially from like Nikake, this is the Radiant Liquid Eyeshadow. This one is in the shade Earthly Bronze. I love this one, but keep in mind that you can't layer this one on too much because it can get a little bit patchy if you're just going to keep layering it on. But one good layer, like with a base eyeshadow underneath, is really nice. And this is what the shade looks like. If you don't use these eyeshadows for quite some time, the oil and the pigment, like they kind of split. So make sure that you shake it pretty well and then start using it, and look at that. And then moving on to primers. From the research I did, and I was trying to look at different products, I feel like most of the primers available in this price range are mostly like pore filling primers, blurring primers, not so much of like a hydrating primer, like a priming moisturizer. I couldn't find that in that category, like in this price range. But I have some really nice primer recommendations that I have to talk to you guys about. The first one is the NY Way primer. This one is the pore minimizing one. The size is quite small, but also the price was not very steep. This was pretty affordable, and this I thought would dry my skin out, and it has that silicone feel to it, but it just kind of smoothens your face out. So the foundation and whatever you have to apply on top of this goes on really smooth. It doesn't split. Sometimes what happens is silicone based primers kind of like crack on your skin. They kind of split the product that goes on top of it, but this one doesn't do it. And oh, the price. Oh, the price. This one is the Insights primer. This is a 3-in-1 long-lasting primer. This I have been having for quite some time now, and I have used it in a couple of videos and mentioned it as well. This one is more pore filling, so I would recommend that you use this just on your T-zone, not all over your face, because this has the tendency to kind of split the product that goes on top of it. So if you just want like pore filling effect from this, you can use this one, but I would still suggest the NY Way primer over this. I really like that one. I know you guys have been waiting for like foundation recommendations. I have quite a few of those, but I have like one very interesting foundation that I have on my face today, and I've been loving it. So I'll get to that in just a bit, but let me speak about the other ones. So the first one is the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. This size you don't get it for under 400 rupees, but yeah, on discount you get it for less than 400 rupees, but the original retail price of this is 575 rupees. What I'm talking about is a squeezy tube packaging that is for 299 rupees. You don't really have a lot of shade options, but you do have quite a few shade selections from that, and that's a good way to start trying this foundation out. This is not my personal favorite, but this video is not always about me, right? Like I can't just keep talking about products that just I like. I have to talk about this because a lot of people really like this, especially people on a budget, people who want to try out foundations or just starting off, and you just go to any like Health and Glow or Maybelline counter, and this is a foundation they're bound to sell it to you, and they're always like improvising this with the packaging. There's a pump, there is more shade options added in this size of the product, and they've added SPF, new variants. So the people at the counter are bound to sell this to a lot of people. So if you are someone who's really new to makeup, this foundation is good for you if you have sort of like combination skin type or oily skin. If you have very dry skin, this might look a little bit too dry and powdery on your skin, or even if you have normal skin type. There are so many people who really like this, and there are so many people who don't really like this at all. So it's like a half and half. It completely depends on what you like and how your preference is. So if you're just starting out in makeup, I would suggest go to the counter and try it out before you buy this one. Every time I talk about this foundation, there are a lot of people who agree that they don't really like it, but there are equal number of people who agree that they love this. And I have people in my family, in my close like circle, who love this foundation. So keeping in mind all of that, I would recommend this foundation for people who have sort of like combination skin, oily skin, or people who just wanted to try this one out. So another foundation that I'm okay about, and I particularly feel this foundation would look really nice on people with combination to oily skin type, is the Lakme 925 Primer Matte foundation. This one retails for 475 rupees, but you guys know that Lakme is always on a discount in most of the places, so you can get it on a discount for less than 400 rupees. So it's 75 rupees over 400 rupees. Lakme did step up their shade selection with this particular foundation. I mean, you have to give them credit for that, and there are pretty good shade options. If you are confused with your shade, go to the store and try it out. For me, this foundation is a little bit too matte, because like it's mentioned, it's a matte foundation, but I'm not complaining about this. Packaging is really nice. The shade matches me pretty well. At least they listened to feedback and kind of improved the shade range. And then products that are not so good with shade range but would still sell because of the price point. These are the Biotic products. This one is their Insta Glow CC cream, and this one is their foundation. Now there's not much of a difference between the two. You can check out my video where I've compared both of these on my face side by side. So I would recommend whichever is cheaper and fits your budget to buy that. So this Magic Care foundation is for 140 rupees and the CC cream is for 350 rupees. So just stick to the cheaper one. And this does give you pretty good coverage, like medium coverage, looks like skin. It's not very cakey and powdery. And then I know I was keeping the best for the last. This one is the Star Cosmetic foundation. I got this in the shade SFS. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a brand that's catering to professionals, like makeup professionals, or they just come in like refill packaging, because I could see that they have like refills for the foundation and the concealer. So this is the foundation. This is how it looks like. It's pretty creamy and emollient, you guys can see, and that's the reason it actually blends really well on the skin. So I did apply it with a flat brush and then blended it in with my usual foundation brush. This is the PAC 252 brush. So it was really easy to blend it. It adds really good coverage and looks like skin as well. It's not caking up. It has a really nice glow, which I'm super excited about, and I really like how my makeup is looking. So for the price, that is 250 rupees, this is such a good product and you can find it on a discount. So yay, steal. And then concealers. I have quite a few concealers to talk to you guys about. The first one I'm going to be talking to you guys about is this Insight Pro Concealer Palette. I'm not sure if there's like different shade options to this, but this is the one that I picked up because it had the orange color corrector in this. And this retails for 175 rupees, which is again amazing. And I had no hopes for this product, okay? But to my surprise, I really like this orange color corrector. Usually I have this complaint about orange color correctors that they are too pigmented for me. And you know, it has like that stark orange pigment. So you use a lot of concealer just to conceal that stark orange pigment, but this was perfect for my skin tone. It's actually sort of like a light orange, peachy, salmony kind of shade. Works really well for the dark circles as well and blends really well. And because you have different shades here, you can choose whichever one you want. Not like I could use these darker shades for contouring or bronzing my skin, but it does work for people with pigmentation, and I use this shade for underneath my eyes as well, and they don't even cake as much and they sit so well, blend so easily and give you good coverage. So that's what I have today, and you guys can see the under eye looking smooth. Sometimes that's what I like about pot concealers, creamy concealers. They just are so smooth and even better than a liquid concealer, and most of the times you don't really have to set it, although I did in today's video, but you don't really have to set it. So another like creamy concealer, this is again from Star Cosmetics as well. This is just like the foundation, very creamy, very blendable, and for a very affordable price range. In fact, the concealer and the foundation retail for the same price, so you can just get the foundation and then use it underneath your eyes as well. You don't really have to buy separate products for the same purpose, because both are cream. You can buy either one of that and they just work just as good. And in fact, I feel like in the foundation you get a little bit more quantity, but this does work really well underneath the eyes for spot concealing and is pretty creamy. Now let's move on to like liquid concealers. I do have a couple of those to talk to you guys about. The first one I'm going to be talking about is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. I have this one in the shade Medium Tawny. This is a medium coverage concealer, like light medium coverage concealer. Works pretty well, and for the price point it's pretty good. It's creamy, it blends underneath the eyes, and a decent coverage. I still do prefer my Star Cosmetics products over this, but I know a lot of people do really like this, and if you wanted a liquid concealer, something that is a little more efficient for you, then this is something you can try out. The Swiss Beauty Concealer, I have this in two shades. One is in the shade number 06, a really nice concealer, very similar to the PAC Spotlight Concealer in fact, and for the price it's amazing. Good shade selection as well, and then doesn't cake up a lot underneath the eyes, but if you have very dry under eyes, this can look a little bit cakey but gives you pretty good coverage, and I really like that one. Something that is slightly more light coverage underneath the eyes, and if you don't really have very dark circles, you can use this one. This one is the Blue Heaven Flawless Liquid Concealer. This one I got in the shade Caramel, which is slightly darker for me, but I do use it like for color correcting purposes. It just is so liquidy but doesn't crease at all, you guys, and it just settles so smoothly underneath the eyes, and it just sits so well. You do have to layer it on quite a bit if you want more coverage, but this is like a very light coverage concealer, so keep that in mind. If you get your right shade, you just need to use very light amount of it. I did use this around my mouth as well. I really liked how it blended. It was not caking up, it was not creasing as much. Really nice concealer for under 100 rupees, which is really nice, and you get a good amount of product. The packaging, you get your sponge tip applicator, very similar to the PAC Take Cover concealer, so many other concealers that look just like this one. You get 17 ml of product in this, which is, you know what I want to be telling. And then something that I thought I would like, and I got it, but it's like really light in terms of coverage. So I'm just giving you guys a review. I wouldn't necessarily recommend you buy this one, especially surprising that it's from Inside Cosmetics. This is their 2X Cover Master Concealer. I got this one in the shade Golden Russet, and this was for 110 rupees. Very watery, has like very minimal coverage, like lesser than light coverage. So if you see this concealer and are planning to buy it, run the other way. And then another product that I want to talk to you guys about is the Cuffs and Lashes Cover Pots. I got this one in the shade number 10 and number 15. Number 10 is slightly lighter to me, but it's okay. It does match my skin tone pretty well, like a highlighting concealer. And this one, number 15, is a peach color corrector. So I just wanted to try out a peach color corrector just to see if it works for my skin tone. It is not for my skin tone, but if you are of a lighter skin tone than I am, it's a really nice way to color correct. And also the concealer, you can use this as foundation or as concealer. It's really nice, it's creamy, it blends pretty well, and I don't really think you need to set this. Now that we are on the topic of setting, I have to talk to you guys about this Faces Canada Weightless Stay Matte Compact. This retails for 199 rupees, and I got this one in the shade Sand. They just have 4 shade options, which is kind of sad. I wish they did expand quite their shade range. And this powder is really nice if you want to use it for a day-to-day basis. It's really lightweight on the skin and does add slight amount of coverage. So if you are someone who uses BB cream on a daily basis and would need a powder just for like that slight coverage, you can use this one. It has a really nice mirror, good packaging, feels really nice, not cheap at all. And a loose powder which I'm super impressed with is from Blue Heaven. This is their Flawless Finishing powder. And you get 20 grams of product in this, and this powder retails for 125 rupees only, you guys. And you get a good quantity. Just this powder is so finely milled. It does come with a sponge. You can use it with a sponge, or you can use it with your powder brush. And I really liked it. I used it to set the concealer underneath my eyes on this side, and I'm super impressed with this product. So if you are looking to buy this and you're wondering if it's really nice, try this one out. No flashbacks, amazing. And then another loose powder is from Swiss Beauty. This is their Prime and Set Primer and Mattifying Setting Powder. This is like a translucent powder, and it can have flashbacks, like if you're using it underneath your eyes and going to photograph yourself under white lights, if you're using this in excessive amount. Like today, I used it on the left side of my eye in very small amounts, and there's no crazy amount of flashback. There's no flashback at all, actually, very negligible. But if you're using it a lot, just like how you see online, people are packing on powder on their face, then you might experience a slight amount of flashback. So just keep that in mind, especially because of our skin tone, that can happen. Also, when I did speak about primer, I forgot to mention the Lakme Absolute Blur Perfect Makeup Primer. This is again a pore-filling primer, not a very hydrating primer. If you have very dry skin, I would say stay away from this. But if you have oily skin, I've seen a lot of people really enjoy this primer. The full size of this is for over 500 or 600 rupees, but they've recently launched a mini size of this that is for 299 rupees. So it's the same thing, you can try that out. And then moving on to blushes. Do I have a lot of blushes to talk about? So firstly, I have to talk about my Wet n Wild blushes, which I so dearly love. I have a couple of shades of this, but I'm not sure how many of this is still available. This one is in the shade Apricot in the middle. This is quite shimmery, so I just use this only when I'm filming videos, because if you wear this in real, it looks bad. It has a lot of shimmer. It can emphasize texture. Same goes with the shade Rose Champagne. It's kind of very light for my skin tone. Kind of blends in with my skin tone. But if you are of a lighter skin tone than I am, the shade would look pretty good. But I'm not sure if you can still find this one. They have repackaged these blushes to a circular shape. So it's not square anymore. And this one is in the shade Mellow Wine, which is my favorite shade of all. And this is a matte blush, and it's so unique, you guys. I couldn't dupe this shade to any other shade in my collection. It's a really nice rosy mauve shade of blush, which looks absolutely stunning on the skin and flatters so many different skin tone. And then I got a mini blush from Sugar. This one is in the shade Mauve Marvel, which I feel like the packaging is so nice. It's a really good cardboard packaging, and the blush is so convenient to use as well. This is the blush that I have. Of course, when I'm like, I feel like it's not flattering this eye look. Like, I really like this blush shade, but I would like it with a more cool tone look. This is sort of more warm, right? But it looks really nice on the skin, blends really well. So that's what I'm talking about. I really like this shade, but just not with this eye look. Really nice blush. They also have their mini bronzers, which you can try out if you are a bronzer person. I don't really use bronzer on a daily basis. I actually hardly ever use a bronzer, so I didn't find the need to go out and buy those. And another blush that I really like is the LA Colors Rad Rouge blush, and this one is in the shade Icon. This I got after a subscriber recommended to me, and after I recommended it to you guys, a lot of you guys went ahead and bought this one. Beautiful shade. It looks like it has certain shimmer particles on the blush, but on the skin it doesn't translate that way. It has a very beautiful matte finish on your skin. It's not like too matte where it's very drying. It's a very beautiful blendable matte finish. And another blush is from Miss Claire. This one is in the number 33. I really like the pan sizes of this, the price of this, and the shade selection they have. The shade that I have, that is number 33, can be a little bit too stark pink. I'm not a very pink blush person. I realized it over time. I really like more mauve shades, subtle shades. But if you really like pink shades, you would really like this one. Or you can also try out so many other shades that they have. They have like a mini blush. They have the bigger variant. Not much of a price difference. This is the bigger variant of that. And a pretty good blush. It can be a little bit too matte, and if you have dry patches on your skin or if you have texture, this blush particularly will cling on to it. None of the other blushes do that, but this one will do that. So I'm just letting you guys know that so that you're not in for a surprise. And then for highlighter, the Swiss Beauty Fusion Highlighter. I got this one in the number 01, and I'm so glad I did go ahead and buy this. These are pretty fragile. They can break when they arrive, or when you're using it, I mean, they just break off. They're so fragile, but they look so nice on the skin. They do have shimmer particles to it. They have quite a lot of shade options. Whichever you like, you can choose, but this is the one that I liked. And then finishing up everything, you need a makeup fixing spray. I have two really good makeup fixers. This one is the Blue Heaven Makeup Fixer Mist Spray on formula. This you get 115 ml. You can spritz it on and then set your makeup with it. Use a sponge and just blend everything in together. And the other one that I have is from Swiss Beauty. This is how it looks. The packaging is so luxe. It feels so good, you guys. And this, again, so affordable. Sets your makeup in place. I really like the nozzle of this and the smell of this. For some reason, it reminds me of lemon iced tea, which I'm an ardent lemon iced tea lover. I drink so much lemon iced tea everywhere I go. Yeah, if you're not like allergic to fragrance, you can try this one out. Just make sure that you close your eyes when you're spritzing these makeup fixing sprays. Do not get these products in your eye. They will burn. I did go ahead and buy the matte My Glam Lit Liquid Lipstick in the shade Cuffing just for my 40 under 400 rupees lipsticks video. You guys know I'm serious about that. And I also did get like a lip tint from Dr. Earth. This one is in the shade Fonts Red. This is what I have when I was like demoing all these products. I really liked this, you guys. This will be featured in another video, not in this, but I just wanted to show you guys that I got all of this. That's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you have some products that are under 400 rupees or like really affordable products that you really like and I've been using for quite some time now, let us know in the comment section down below, and let me know what other lipsticks you'd like to see in the lip swatches, particularly like for under 400 rupees. Affordable lipsticks, okay? So just let me know like a particular shade that you want me to swatch. It's something that you're looking for particularly. Let me know in the comment section down below, and I have to get those products in and I will film that video for you guys. So don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.